welcome to the 5th tutorial of the Microsoft Word 2010 Tenderloin Technology Lab series. Today we're going to go through how to format pictures and page borders in the Word program. So what I would recommend, I have typed out some information for my flyer that I'm going to create in Word. What I would recommend is to pause the tutorial right now, open up your Word document and type in what I have typed in so you can follow along as we go through the tutorial. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to insert a picture or clip art in my Word document. So you'll notice I've left a space here. I click into my Word document between my first paragraph and my bulleted list to insert my picture. So my first step is to make sure my cursor is blinking where I want to insert the picture. I go to my insert option on my menu bar. And I want to go to where it says Clipart. When I left click on Clipart, it opens up my Clipart search bar. I can then click into my search for field and erase whatever is in there. And I'm going to type in horseback rider. I type in what I want to search for and then I click on the Go button. And it will bring me some pictures of clip art. Now I just scroll through my clip art option and I find some clip art that I like, and I single left click on the clip art that I want to insert. Single left click on it, it will insert it into my Word document. Now when I'm working in my Word document and I've inserted clip art, you'll notice that if I'm working in my picture, there are these circles and cues at the edge of my picture. If I scroll over my picture, I get a four-sided arrow. But if I want to change the size of my picture, if I scroll to the very corners of that picture into the circles, I get a double-sided arrow. These double-sided arrows allow you to adjust the width and the height of the picture. The circles on the corner allow you to do it in proportion, so it will adjust both the width and the height. So I'm going to scroll up to my upper left-hand circle on my picture until I get my double-sided arrow. I single left click and hold, and I can move it in and out to increase or decrease the size of the picture. So I'm going to make it a little smaller. If I want to, if I scroll to the very edges of my picture to my cues, I get a double-sided arrow as well. This is to either adjust the width or the height, not both at the same time. So I scroll again to those edges and I line up the double-sided arrow into the box. I click and I hold, and I can make it a little less wide and a little less tall if I so desire. So that's how you would change the size of the pictures. I can also move my picture. If I scroll to the very center or somewhere on my clip art, and I get a four-sided arrow, if I want to move my picture, I click and I hold, and I can drag it around my document. Now you'll notice as I'm moving and I'm holding the mouse and I'm moving the cursor, it comes up with a dotted line to sort of show you where you want to insert the picture. But because my picture is in line with the text, it's only going to allow me to move my picture somewhere in the text. So I'm going to move it to the very beginning of high quality, and you'll notice that it now creates space between the first and the second line of text to adjust the space needed for the picture. Now that's what we call text wrapping. Let me go through the wrapping text. So if I clicked on my picture, my pink picture toolbar will come up, and you'll notice here on the right hand side there's a wrap text option. If I click on that, you get several options. The first one is in line with the text, which is what I just explained. What that means is that the picture is going to move in line with the text and can only move wherever the text is. So it makes it a little difficult for it to move. I can create it square, which means if I scroll over that, it creates a space of square, a square space around the picture and puts the text around the picture in a square. Tight does similar things, it just brings the text in a little closer. Top and bottom creates a space at the very top and the very bottom and doesn't put the text in between where the picture is. And these last two options, I can place it behind the text or in front of the text. Now I'm going to select in front of the text, and you'll notice again it's in front of the text. Now if I want to try and move it, if I scroll my mouse over, once again I get that four-sided arrow, I click and I hold, and now as I move it, it's a little easier for me to move because I'm no longer restricted by being in line with the text. So I can move it a little easier if it's in front of the text. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change the text wrapping back to being in line with the text because I want this picture between the first paragraph and the bulleted list. So I have clicked on that picture. Again, I want to go back to my wrap text under my format bar. I click on wrap text and I'm going to insert it in line with the text. It reinserts it in line with the text, and now I'm going to have to move it down a little bit. So I'm going to scroll down. Again, scroll to the very center or somewhere on the picture until I get my four-sided arrow. I'm going to click and hold, and I'm going to drag it until my dotted line comes between the first paragraph and the bulleted list. I let it go, and it moves that picture for me as well. The next thing I'm going to do with this picture is I'm going to center it. So I've selected my picture, I make sure I'm clicked onto my picture, and then I want to go up here to my Home tab, and again under my paragraph option, I can click my